Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview. This time covering VCT Americas Stage 2 for Week 4. My guest at this time is johnqt of Sentinels coming out of their match against Evil Geniuses where they came out victorious 2-0, thus continuing their journey in relative perfection. And so, as you guys can see, I'm kind of not in my room. Don't worry about that. That's not important. What is important is just talking to John for this interview. So, John, thank you so much for the opportunity. First and foremost, how are you feeling? How are the vibes? How is the emotion of winning once again? Like,
Feeling good. We clinched the first seed, which was the goal. So definitely feeling nice. The game went well as expected, and yeah, I'm just excited to go back to work and play some more.
almost definitely, it was one in which you guys were able to compete in and finish it with relative ease. I would say. Obviously, you guys played in maps like Lotus and Crow. Lotus, obviously, the one of the your team's the strongest maps so far in this season, and we saw a little bit of Crow as well. What do you feel was the biggest obstacles that EG showed, given that they've been trying to continue their momentum from stage one up until this current moment in time?
Uh, yeah, I feel like EG has been a bit on a downtrend lately. Uh, they definitely have some problems in their roles and maps, but we're very confident in our map pool and our capabilities, and we just make sure like as long as we play in a reasonable level and make sure we don't do mistakes, we should be fine. And yeah, we definitely have bigger aspirations than just clinching first seed. Right now, it's really like getting very comfortable and like showing a new side of us, which is just pretty much like just winning. I think it's definitely time for us to start winning, and the first goal is to get this trophy, so we can be going strong into Paris.
Sticking on to the match against Evil Geniuses, which happened a few moments ago, obviously, they had a clear plan in place with, opting for you guys to go for the Lotus and then, with them opting into the Crowd. With that in mind, given what they played and what they showed, what was the one thing that stood out to you when it comes to the kind of game plan that they showed to you, and also how are you guys able to just neutralize it in a pretty swift fashion, I would say?
Mm, to be honest, I'm not sure. I feel like I think on Lotus attack, I'm not really sure what was their plan. To be honest, it was kind of strange. Like they were just all over the map and like trying to make plays. I think the goal with them having like double info and double smokes was just like trying to like pressure points and walk around the map and like get good lurks. And we were just like on top of that. And for Corrode, I'm not like I feel like they struggled a lot to win space against us, and we had like good reads and we were in good positions. So I think even like going on attack, we were very confident because we were playing against Chamber, and we know like there's definitely like weaknesses to Chamber, and we just make sure that we don't get picked and like give them chances back into the round and like giving them first bloods. So we just made sure to be diligent, and everything went smooth.
Yeah, I was about to ask about what happened more specifically on Road, because like obviously like at one point you had IC go with like a 1 in 11 kind of KD scoreline. Obviously you guys had a clear plan in place. Was it just sort of like just you guys staying put, in your place and just waiting for EG to just approach you guys, and then at that point you can kind of like take things from there, or is anything else like that?
Uh, I mean, I feel like a lot of times IC did have no chance on their attack. They were just kind of like throwing him to the wolves. They would like send a dart and he would go through mid, and that's not enough in my opinion. I think they were just like trying to get spam kills, and then it didn't work. They tried to like force going through with like a stun on a dart, but I don't think that's the most viable option. So we were like punishing him a lot, and yeah, I feel like he just didn't have a chance.
Yeah, and as I said, this finishes up another week in which it ends with a victory for your team. And as it was mentioned, or as we already know for this team, you guys have already locked in your place in champions. You guys locked in first seed this week, and so in a lot of ways, you have one more week left in the regular season. But I mean, it's kind of up to you as to what you guys want to do. Whether you want to do like another, or what you guys want to do like a fiesta, or just take it seriously and just arrive into playoffs with pretty good, decent shape. So what's the mindset for you just to move on from this weekend, go into next week with a match against two G ahead?
Uh, I mean, nothing has been decided yet, but I mean, we're just gonna take the practice week as we always do, and make sure we improve our maps, make sure we fix mistakes, add new stuff, and like strengthen our map pool. Obviously, the game against 2G is meaningless for us in the grand scheme of things, but at the end of the day, like we we're all competitors, and we want to win every game we play. Doesn't matter if it's a match, if it's a death match, ranked, whatever, like casually. So I think no matter what, the goal is going to be to win and perform, and we'll decide on what kind of maps and like game plan we want to bring and how much we want to show and hide, stuff like that. So nothing has been decided yet.
Most definitely. And now I kind of want to look into your perspective as to how the team has been shaping themselves for this stage two. And, as I said, it's been pretty relatively great season for you guys, playing relatively well and then continuing each week with a victory. And so, I want to ask you just sort of your thoughts on the progression of this team, given that in a lot of ways, like I feel that this is the strongest that we've seen of Sentinels this year, which in a year like this might be a very good, peaking at the right time, so to speak. And so, how have you guys been able to continue to build yourselves from stage one through EWC Masters up until this current moment in time?
Yeah, we had to go through a lot of trials and errors. Obviously, we had big changes in going into the team, going into the year with the new good addition of Bang and Narrate. So, I mean, we've said it before. I've said it in kickoff. I've always said it like we'll like being peak towards champs, and this is the case. I think people really underestimate like how much it takes to win and how much chemistry and everything involved, and like even sometimes how much luck it takes to win. But I feel like we have been very very consistent and throughout the year, throughout this year, and just although a few things in big matches went our way, I feel like we would have had even better results. But at the end of the day, like we're here now, and I think we're at a very very high level. I think we're all like individually like on form, and I feel like we were not before. I think we're all like right now like peaking and like having good performances, and at the same time, I think our map pool is good. I think our game plans, everything, like our ideas, like we had a lot of conversations. We had like a lot of team meetings and conversations in the team, and like we kind of like understand what works and what doesn't, and how we want to move forward. And everyone is like pushing a lot and like doing their best, and everyone is helping their teammates, and everyone is covering for each other's weaknesses. So yeah, I feel like we're a very strong team. I feel like we're an actual like cohesive unit now, and yeah, I feel like it's very difficult for us to fail right now because we have a lot of good, strong foundation.
This current iteration of Sentinels has been able to qualify for every international in this year, and you compare that to last year's team. You guys were, I believe, you guys did. Yeah, you guys did not make Shanghai. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And you guys made Madrid won that, and then made champions Seoul. And so I want to ask you now that at this point we've seen plenty of reps from the squad. How do you compare this squad to last year's team?
I think they're two very different teams, even though we have the same core. I also think the competition is very different. To be honest, compared to last year, I think internationally it's very like hard. All 4 regions are very strong. The meta has been like pretty weird throughout the year. Like there was like a Tehu meta, and then like right now it's just like a bit of like a double duelist and like a lot of Viper and stuff like that. So I feel like it's really hard to compare both years. But I do think like this year we were very, very consistent, whereas like last year we had very high highs and very low lows, and it was really hard to expect what kind of team we're gonna show on the day. But now I feel like things are more like structured and stuff like that, and yeah, I feel like there's a lot of variables in Valorant, and especially this year, like with the just adding maps, changing maps every stage, every tournament. It has been kind of hard to like build a lot of consistency and structure in the map pool because you work a lot on a map and then they remove it, and like even now they removed Pedro on Split, which was like our best 2 maps during Split 1, and they added like others. So yeah, I would just say if I had to compare, I'd say we're just more consistent overall.
It's an interesting point that you brought up about just having to work with the game. And one more question, because I know that I'm getting low on time. I'm getting those pings. Do you feel like having to juggle so many things that happen within the game is the hardest that it's been, or not really?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like the meta has been changing a lot. The maps have been changing a lot, and like sometimes, just like going into a tournament, they just randomly remove your best maps, and then they add like maybe some maps have been weaker for you, or like even like brand new map like Corrode, and it's really hard to like know, okay, is this gonna be a good map for us? Is it not? Like, and even like time wise, like right now, I feel like we've had very good time. That's why we're strong, because it's easy to like prepare for one match and like strengthen your map pool. But overall, it's been like a really hard year, and we needed to like put in like extra work. I feel like this year has been like the longest year of ever, in the sense of like how much work we had to put in.
Well, even so, you guys have been able to make it work and continue to play well, and hopefully such form can continue. John, I really do appreciate another interview you do with me. Thank you for giving me the time, and of course, best of luck goes to the squad and yourself.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Take care.